Sorry.
Yeah.
Welcome to No Spoilers Kind Of.
Sorry,
Wait, do you want to delete that one? Okay, so this is No Spoilers Kind Of. First episode. So I'm Zola.
I'm Shanae.
And yeah, I think we were both very interested in making some kind of film, TV podcast for a while. And I think this is kind of what just came out.
Yeah. This has been like years in the making, more or less. But finally getting the ball rolling.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So hopefully we're looking to release an episode like once a month, which would be great. And then because it's the end of the year, we're kind of going into a bit of a wrap of what's been going on this year film wise. I think to a degree, films this year have not been.
It's not been a good year for film.
It's not been the best.
It's not been a good year for film.
But I don't feel as though I had a favourite film come out, like emerge fully out of this year. I think most of my favourite films have come out in maybe like the 2010s, because currently my favourite...
2010s?
2010s, yeah.
2010s.
My favourite film right now, I'll have to dive, because we were talking about it earlier, but Fantastic Mr. Fox, I think I have to personally stick with as favourite film.
Like, of all time?
No, all time is such a big question.
Yeah.
But I don't know, I think from beginning to end, it's such a solid film.
Because when you say 2010s, I immediately thought of dystopia. Like, the 2014 run of The Hunger Games, Divergent, Maze Runner. Like, that's what formed my childhood.
Okay, that's fair enough. I wouldn't say as much that... Like, I love Hunger Games, right? And I love the books, because I recently got through all of the books. But I wouldn't put the Hunger Games in my top films, and I wouldn't put the Maze Runner in my top films either. Just because I think... I think they're really well done, but I think the books... And I think it goes without saying for all three of them, Divergent, Hunger Games, and Maze Runner, the books are so much better. So I think if the movies were on the same levels as the books, I would enter them immediately into my like top 10 or top 5. But otherwise, I just don't think they hit the same for me.
Okay.
You say that...
No. To be fair, they're not in my top 5 either.
Yeah.
But it's like... I don't know, Fantastic Mr. Fox, that feels like a curveball. I
think it's just because I can appreciate... Because Wes Anderson directed it. I can really appreciate what he did. Visually wise, I think it's really interesting. Why are you...
No.
She made a face.
Christopher Nolan. No, sorry, you're talking about Wes Anderson.
Wes Anderson, yeah.
So I thought Christopher Nolan, because I'm thinking of, for me, critically, I would say best film of all time, Interstellar. But I thought it's very different to like Wes Anderson's Fantastic Mr. Fox.
Yeah, I think it's just because, for the most part, everything within Fantastic Mr. Fox, it feels grand. Like, he can film mundane things, and the way it's filmed and the plot and the overall message kind of... Yeah, of course, go for it. The overall message, I feel, just hits better from Wes Anderson. But yeah, that, I think personally for me, what would you say your favourite film is?
Critically, Interstellar. Emotionally, there's this film with... I forgot what her name is. But it's called What a Girl Wants. It's even got Colin Firth in it. It's like a British rom-com kind of vibes.
Colin Firth, he's in Bridget Jones' Diary.
Yeah, and other stuff. But I think it's a very underrated film.
Okay, that's sick.
Yeah.
I think if we were talking emotionally, I do love The Parent Trap. I do love How to Train Your Dragon. I'm bringing up a lot of children's films. But I think just generally speaking, I think... Obviously, because children's films mostly formed my childhood and how I felt about films going forward. Yeah. But I think there are a couple other ones that have done like significantly well. I think the Dark Knight trilogy are great films. I love Pompoko, which is a Studio Ghibli film. I know you don't personally love it. We don't talk about Pompoko. Nothing happened in that film. But I love Studio Ghibli. I love Ariete. I love Spirited Away. I love Howl's Moving Castle. I think there's one called The Boy and the Heron.
Or there's one of like an aeroplane, but I can't quite remember the name of that.
The one that came out last year. The Boy and the Heron.
No, I'm thinking of one with an aeroplane, but it's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, in any case, so moving on to 2025. I'm trying to think now what my three, I think the best films were. Why?
For 2025.
2025. Like, if you had to list like your top three.
I mean, you have to say Superman.
Superman.
You just have to.
Superman is definitely up there. I think I would personally keep Superman like as one of my favorite three, but I'll let you have like your favorite three. If you, Superman's a good choice.
Probably Sinners.
Yeah. Right. Fair enough.
Michael B. Jordan's performance is like not even just on his own, but as a twin as well. Insane. Especially growing up and loving things like The Parent Trap with like Lindsay Lohan, and then seeing something like that. But in a horror film.
A little PSA: I have not watched Sinners. So.
Oh my god! I forgot you haven't watched Sinners.
Yeah. So there is that. But yeah, go on. Sorry.
And Companion. Not a lot of people know of Companion, but it's really good.
I think if anyone has a chance to, an opportunity to, Companion, I think it's a really underrated film, which was it A24?
Yeah.
Really underrated film. A24's majority of the time, their thrillers, their horror thrillers, always like hit really well. And I feel like, especially with the acting, the pacing, everything about that film was pretty spot on.
Yeah.
Okay. If you were to keep those as your top three, I'd respect it. I think for me personally, especially since we just recently we had Knives Out 3 come out, which I still need to watch.
She hasn't watched yet.
I watched with our cameraman Melvin like about a week and a half ago, and it was so insane. I think the plot twist was really done well. I think.
Would you say it's better than the last two?
I think it was a strong entry. I really don't know. I think it was a really strong entry. I don't know whether Melvin would agree, but I genuinely, I really enjoyed it. And then I'm not sure if I'd rank it as the best film came out 2025, but I did also like, I really loved Eternity, which came out, which I watched in cinema about 2 weeks ago. And
not all of your films coming out in December, like end of the year.
I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know if I can find like a common string between all of it. But I just don't think that a lot of the earlier films that came out this year had that much merit to them. I've had a lot of people like I know who've come up to me and they've said Fantastic Four was their favorite film of the year. And it's just like, that's what I'm saying. Films like that.
No
I just feel
disrespect to Fantastic Four.
It just wasn't that. It was.
I saw some really
film.
great TikTok edits of it.
Yeah.
Which almost convinced me to watch it. So I have no comment because I haven't seen it.
You haven't watched it, really?
No.
Oh, okay. I thought you were coming from a place. I've watched it and I think it was okay.
Okay.
I don't think it was a bad Marvel film.
I think it had unfortunate timing because it came out the same week as Superman, I swear.
Yeah.
Or very similar.
I think a lot of people put a lot of expectations on it as well.
Yeah.
And I think when someone has a lot of expectations for a film, if it underperforms or doesn't perform to the extent you kind of want it to, then the general consensus is just that it's bad.
Yeah.
But I just wouldn't put it in my top 5.
We also had the new Jurassic Park film. What's his name? Jonathan Bailey.
Jonathan Bailey was in it.
Jonathan Bailey's been in a lot of stuff.
He's been in a lot of stuff. He was in Wicked for Good, a couple TV shows recently as well.
Really?
Yeah. So
World's what was it? Handsomest Man of the Year?
He did World's Handsomest Man of the Year. I think honestly, such a great actor. So sick.
Have you seen all of his interviews for that? I saw an interview with him and David from Superman.
David Cornsworth.
Yeah.
I did watch that interview. I think there was some weird stuff that I think I remember seeing David say. But for the most part, it was such a funny interview and they seemed to get along really well.
Yeah.
Which was really interesting. I think initially when we've been talking earlier and talking about top 3 films, I did consider Wicked for Good. Because I really loved the first Wicked film, but I just don't think, much like the musical, like the original musical, the second half was not able to stick the landing to what the first half set up. I think the director John M. Chu did the best with what he could.
With the material
that he had. I think the songs were great. I personally didn't like Ariana Grande's new song.
Really?
Girl in the Bubble. Did not like it.
Okay.
Did not like Girl in the Bubble. Really hated it. Hated it, such a strong word, but I think in the place of the film, it just didn't make a lot of sense to me.
Okay.
And so I was just sitting there kind of, and I was like, okay, when's it gonna end? And
no, but it was a beautiful scene, I feel like.
It was a beautiful scene.
The set was gorgeous. Her dress, oh my god.
Okay, I see that. I think...
It was very magical.
It was very magical. I just think both times I watched the film... I ended up watching it 3 times.
Yeah.
I watched it once when it first came out, for the premiere back-to-back with the original. Then I watched it with Shanae, and then I watched it with a group of friends as well after. But the third time I watched it, I used Girl in the Bubble as the time to walk out to go to the bathroom. As soon as I saw it come up on screen, I was like, yep, time to like stretch my legs, take a walk. Cause
did you not feel like it added to her character though?
It added to her character, but it added at the wrong moment. It really broke the momentum between, because it came just after what's that song that Ethan Slater does?
I don't remember any of the songs.
You don't remember any of the songs? March of the Wicked. March of the Wicked, yeah. Not the one with the heart, the one where he's like
that we realise that he's the Tin Man.
No, the one after that where he's like shouting in the square and they're all like kill Elphaba. I just think it broke the momentum of that because they slapped Girl in the Bubble directly in the middle of that.
Yeah.
And then that scene, the whole song played out, and then they went back to the other song.
Yeah.
And it just felt a bit out of place for me. I really loved Elphaba's No Good Deed. No, Elphaba's No Good Deed, but the original song she had for her as well. With No Place Like Home.
Yeah.
I think it kind of kept in step with... You know, Wicked does have somewhat of a social commentary on current events. Like, especially when the musical came out, it did have, like, something of that within it. And I think No Place Like Home and the message behind it kind of transferred the same way for me.
Yeah, it's very appropriate to what's happening in today's
what's going
news
on in the world. And I thought they hit it out of the ballpark. And I think it helped to expand Elphaba's motivations as well. And the way she was acting in the film.
But you just don't like the Girl in the Bubble.
Just didn't like the Girl in the Bubble. I love Ariana Grande. I think she's a great singer. I just think...
Because as somebody who's seen the musical and then watched the film, watching the musical, I didn't really get any of this nuance to her character, Grande's character.
Yeah.
But the Girl in the Bubble showed me like, oh, she's actually torn between these two kind of sides and desires and morals.
Okay, I think that's fair enough. I maybe chalk it down to preference, but yeah, in Wicked for Good didn't make it into my top 3. I think the only thing I would probably replace it with is I really loved what was it?
I'm scared.
You're scared as if it's gonna be a bad film. I don't think it was. I think The Long Walk, again another film which came out at the back half of this year. The Long Walk was an amazing thriller, and because
I feel like this is controversial.
What, really?
I agree, but I don't know if I mean, we'll see.
Okay, I think generally speaking, I think it was very difficult. I think it had a good critical response. Audiences mostly loved it. But it is a lot to expect out of people to sit there and watch a film that's just about walking.
Yeah.
But I think they were able to manage the tension really well. I think, a lot of thriller films nowadays, they seem to just like go all out on gore to try and prove a point. But I think any kills that happen in the film, they felt like it added something to the story, the way they were filmed, true. Everything. And because I'm a lover of the book, I watched the book, I loved the book. I watched the book, I read the book, and I really loved the book. And I think it was the best book to film adaptation I've ever watched. And I think it was the most faithful in terms of like building on what was already there, in the way I just don't see other films doing.
Faithful? What about the ending?
I think, the ending did change. A spoiler for people who haven't watched the film yet or read the book. but the ending in the book and the ending in the film are very different.
This is shocking because I've already watched the film, never read the book.
Yeah, so I told her about what the ending was in the book after we'd watched it, and it was like it's a complete switch up. I think it adds a new dimension to it, but I think it's still able to hit just as hard as the book did, but just in a different way. But I still personally really loved it. What were your thoughts after coming out of the cinema?
Coming out of the cinema, I couldn't see how there could have been any other ending. So hearing what the ending in the book was, it felt like a completely different narrative to me. But I really liked it. I think it did shed a lot of light on... I think you said it was inspired by like the Vietnamese War in America and how the boys were drafted for that, etc. And I think that definitely came through in the movie. So I thought it was fantastic.
Yeah.
I never found walking like so interesting.
Literally. And I think, fortunately in the book, because you're, seeing it from like a first person perspective, or a third person perspective, but you're inside the main character's head, you can kind of hear some of his music as they walk, so it's a lot less difficult to be able to stay engaged. But I think, for me, although I was aware that theme was kind of backing in the film about like boys getting drafted into war and not being prepared for it and everything, the theme in the book definitely felt a lot more like, oh, these people are set on this, they are like getting themselves prepared for life, so they're getting into work, they're getting into like their full-time careers, and then it's a story about what are you working towards when you're setting yourself up for a career, when you're trying to get this job or that job. What is your end goal? Are you just trying to work for the rest of your life, nothing else, and you're supposed to be reaching this pot of gold at the end of it, which will somehow make all of it worth it? But I think the book does a really good job of dissecting that and seeing how different people deal with what life throws at people.
That's really true, actually.
And I think the film did a really good job of showing that as well. But I think the book, especially because of the way the ending it really was able to hit it home a lot harder for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think those three specifically definitely make it for my top three. I think...
Really?
If I was to categorize them, I'd probably say Knives Out 3 had the best plot twist of the year out of any of the three films.
Oh, I'm
out
so
of any of the
excited
films.
to watch it. Okay.
Genuinely.
Yeah.
And then best book to film adaptation, like I said, The Long Walk. I think it's the best film to live action adaptation I've seen overall.
Film to live? You mean like book to live
book to film.
Yeah,
book to film adaptation. And then I think for Eternity, I think it just had the best overall message. I think the themes and the way it discussed like death and loss and grief and all of that and love, it kind of not reshaped, because I think I always thought along similar lines, but it definitely clarified a lot of what I thought about when it comes to love and life and all of that kind of stuff encompassed. But yeah, what were your three films again?
We have Companion, Sinners, and Companion, Sinners, and Superman.
Okay, alright. Is there anything like specific about the films that you kind of...
For me, I put Superman for best overall message, because I think the message of like humanity, the concept of goodness, etc. was really great. Especially like having a superhero figure do that, and like how he was categorized as like an alien politically by some people. I thought that was very prevalent and poignant to the time. Then for best overall plot twist, I put Companion. Yeah. Okay,
that's fair enough.
Yeah.
I think the film definitely hit a plot twist. If you haven't seen it, please watch it. It's so good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can see that. Is there anything else about the film, like thingy-wise, that kind of drew you to it? Or was it just the plot twist overall that kind of defined it for you?
I think the way it explored like relationships, particularly from a woman's perspective, and I don't know if I can say this without spoiling the film, but
try and like skate over it a little bit.
The main character, the woman's role in it, and like the idea of a companion in itself, kind of represented to me what it's like to be a woman in a relationship, but also in a patriarchal society, and how you can never escape that patriarchal element.
Okay.
That's all I will say.
Okay. I can see where you're coming from with that.
Yeah.
Okay. And then what about you said, what was your other third one?
Sinners,
yeah. Okay.
I'm going to give it a category of best world building because I think the cultural nuance in Sinners was actually incredible. Like, the way it portrayed, like, being an African American and, like, that sometimes polarity between Americanness but also Africanness, and then how it kind of collides with these different cultures, especially with, like, we also had the Asian families there, and then like the Irish vampire. Just a melting pot of different cultures and how they all had their different representations was just done so well, so perfectly. Perfect movie. Yeah,
I wish I could comment more on it, but
he hasn't seen it yet. Still hasn't watched it.
I can, I think a lot of the people who I know who have watched it did have a lot of the same comments as you did. I think they were saying that there was so much symbolism throughout the entire film, and I do know the basic plot of the film and the whole concept of, like, do not come in, or, like, you can only enter once you've been invited, and everything surrounding it. And I saw a couple of the trailers as well. I do kind of see where you're coming from when it comes to just how impactful the film felt.
I would go as far to say that it had the best movie soundtrack this year.
Best movie soundtrack this year. You know what? I wouldn't give that to one of my films, but I kind of would give it to Superman.
Over Wicked? Because I thought you would give Wicked for good.
I love Wicked for good within the context of musicals.
Yeah.
But I think soundtrack-wise, I think what really felt like it hit me was either a tie between The Long Walk and Superman. I think Superman's soundtrack was one of the best parts.
To be fair, after watching the film, I did have Punk Rocker on replay.
Literally.
On my Spotify. I'm surprised it didn't mess up my Spotify Wrapped. Yeah.
Oh, my Spotify Wrapped. Sometimes I spend so much time trying to carefully curate it.
Really?
So that, no, not actively, but I don't like it when my Spotify Wrapped comes out and it's like a whole list of nonsense followed by things that I'm actually interested in listening to. Because sometimes I turn off my brain and just, like, let music play in the background.
Yeah.
But I can kind of see Punk Rocker. Punk Rocker was, like, such a sick part of that film. And I think even the way they handled the Superman theme in general and kind of modernized it and made it something, like, fresh and new.
Yeah.
I think they did, like, really, really well with it. I'm really excited to see Supergirl next year and to see what developments they take with it. But no, I respect your top 3 films.
Okay.
I think it is somewhat of a small pool.
Yeah.
There isn't much to draw from for the most part. But I think if I watch Sinners, I would probably agree with you, and I can't wait for you to watch Eternity.
Please watch Sinners, please. Please watch it.
I will definitely. It will be in my head. I think, especially because of what you said and because of your glowing recommendations about it. It will definitely be in my head.
I'll definitely watch Eternity and Lives Out.
I think
by the end of the month. Since it came out last week. Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, so also when we were talking about doing the podcast, I think when it comes to films and TV, I think one of the biggest things is a way for audiences to stay in touch with films is Letterboxd.
Yeah,
and we both, like, took into account that neither of us ever really used Letterboxd before.
I didn't have it downloaded
just because I personally, like, I review things in person with my friends after going to watch a film, but I don't normally go online to write a review about it. And I never really personally saw the hype. I think we did look through some reviews.
And they were quite funny.
And they were kind of funny.
Or they were really interesting.
Yeah, so I do kind of understand it now. I definitely probably will be adjusting, like, top 3 favourite films and then probably putting it in a bio. And I think each of us individually, we do have our Letterboxd accounts now, so we'll definitely put a link to it. We'll get on there. We'll put a link to it on under this video and under this audio, so that you guys can check it out as well and you can network that way. But I did find some reviews.
Oh my god! Okay.
And I thought it would be really interesting if we ranked. I found 6 reviews. We ranked them 1 to 6 based on how much we agree with them. So
I haven't seen these yet, by the way.
Okay.
So I'm going in blinded.
We have. I'll start with the first one, which is Spider-Man No Way Home. This
Okay.
is... I actually didn't get the name of this person, but I was like, okay, this is crazy. Okay, so Spider-Man No Way Home. This movie only works when it's playing off of already established, older and better films. Nothing about this film works on its own.
Okay.
Okay, so that's the first one.
Cutting.
The second one, Deadpool and Wolverine, 2024. I think there are some 13-year-old boys out there that are really going to like this. And God, I hope I never meet them. Which I
think that's a fair thing to say.
That's a fair thing to say. I kind of agree with it. Okay. This is for Barbie, which came out in 2023. Great movie for people who just realised that women deserve rights too.
You know what? I agree with this wholeheartedly, which was my issue with the film, but nobody would hear me out on it. So
I think at the time, we were all very... okay, some of us were like enamored about like the whole Barbie of it all.
I think we can all sing.
Sorry,
yeah.
Okay, so the next one we have is Jurassic World Rebirth, and it is executives at Universal Pictures continue to make the same critical mistake, trying to resurrect something magical and ending up with an unnatural imitation.
Okay.
Which I think is a fair point as well.
Yeah.
And then we have this from Superman 2025.
Okay.
Starting a war to get your crush's attention. Crazy. Hashtag toxic yaoi.
Toxic yaoi? Wow, okay.
Okay. And then the last one is Get Out 2017. And it says, people say white people have no culture. But did you see the bingo and turtlenecks? Check and mate. So we do have a list of somewhat out there like reviews, which I think are pretty interesting.
Wow.
I think which one do you like immediately like? Oh, 100% agree with this.
What was the first one again?
I think it was Spider-Man No Way Home, and it was nothing about this film works on its own. It's playing off of better, already established films.
Okay, I do agree with that, but I'll go with the Barbie one. Okay. Definitely.
So for you, you'd probably rank the Barbie film. What do you call it? The Barbie quote as the number one. Yeah. Essentially, out of 6. Okay. So what would you rank after it in the second place?
Then I'd put the Spider-Man one.
Okay. How about after that one?
Deadpool and Wolverine. Like, don't get me wrong, I did enjoy it a little bit, but it had no substance.
No substance, no plot. Like, I wholeheartedly agree.
I think it was postmodernist, maybe.
I really don't know. It felt like a weird OVA, like, you know, in anime and stuff.
Yeah.
When you get like an OVA, which really does not contribute anything to the overall plot. It's just things that are just happening.
Yeah.
That's 100% how it felt for me. So what would you put after Deadpool and Wolverine in 4th place?
So we've got Jurassic World left.
Jurassic World, Get Out, and
Superman. Sorry, I'm remembering the Get Out quote. Probably Get Out.
Okay. 100%. Yeah, I can see that.
Superman
next, starting a war to get the person's attention.
I do really like that one, actually, yeah. And I'd end with Jurassic World. Just because I thought the film was pretty good. Okay.
I think that's fair enough. I remember I had watched the film with Melvin, and actually, no, I don't know who I watched the film with. I might have watched it with you as well.
You watched it with me.
I think it's because I remember talking to Melvin about it after.
Yeah.
And he said that he didn't like it at all. And I remember... I remember speaking to a lot of other people and they had similar opinions. So it's kind of whatever. But I really enjoyed it as well. I think this statement could definitely be said of Jurassic World Dominion and Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom.
Yeah, I think this one was quite magical. It had the magical essence of the first film.
Yeah, 100% agree.
Yeah.
I think if I were to order these quotes, I'd probably put Spider-Man first, actually. Spider-Man No Way Home. I don't think Spider-Man No Way Home was a good film. A lot of people have
I wouldn't go that far.
A lot of people have ranked it as the best Marvel film that's come out since Endgame, saying it's the best Spider-Man film. No. And I completely disagree with that. I think it very much played on fan service. It was an enjoyable watch. It wasn't a bad film, but it just... Yeah. I don't think... If the film did not play on the Amazing Spider-Man films and the original Spider-Man trilogy, there's no plot. There's no other plot outside of that.
I think Tom Holland's character, Peter Parker, goes for a lot of growth in the film.
Peter Parker himself goes through a lot, but that's because his aunt dies.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's only as a result of the other influences, in my opinion.
Fair. Okay.
Yeah. And then I think after that, I would probably put... I do agree with the Deadpool and Wolverine one, but I'd probably put Superman next. I think 100% Lex Luthor started an entire war just to get Superman's attention.
Yeah.
And I really rate that. That's so sick. I love that film.
I would read a Wattpad fic on that.
On Superman and Clark Kent.
I would.
Superman and Lex Luthor. Okay, that's good. And then after that, Deadpool and Wolverine. Enemies to lovers. I'd put Deadpool and Wolverine next because, the film had no plot. I think people were there for cheap laughs, and even the laughs that were there weren't good.
Yeah. A lot of people were excited to see Wolverine in his official comic suit.
Yeah.
But I didn't think the suit was that good.
It really wasn't.
I think they made the right
original. Whatever original they had for X-Men and the other Wolverine films, 100% preferred it. Easily.
Yeah.
Well, you know, it is what it is. I think outside of that, though, I think it kind of felt like a big stepping point or an attempt to try and bring Deadpool into the universe and to try and make use of the TVA from Loki.
Yeah.
And I think Loki did it better. I think Spider-Man No Way Home even did it better.
Wow, okay.
But yeah, and then next, I would say Get Out. People say white people have no culture. Did you see the bingo and the turtlenecks? Check and make.
But that is culture.
I love that they called that. I love that they spoke about that culture. I think everyone should.
I can't wait to play bingo.
When your other side comes out.
Yeah. My Irish side.
Your Irish side. Okay, and then I really do agree with both of these, like the Barbie one and the Jurassic World one. But I think I'd probably put Jurassic World next, just because.
Ooh.
Actually, you know what? I completely disagree, because I'm a personal huge fan of Jurassic World. I love the animated series. I love the new film that came out. So, everything that I wanted out of a Jurassic World film, I kind of got from Rebirth. So I'm not that complaining about it. I'll say Barbie next in 5th place. Great movie for people who just realised that women deserve rights too, because I think, in hindsight, it was a very surface level film when it came to discussing anything. And I think it was. I think when I came out the cinema.
Sorry, Greta Gerwig.
Sorry, Greta Gerwig. Yeah, but I think when it came out the cinema, I think the thing that I felt the most happy about, I was like, oh, I'm so happy. So many women have been able to resonate to this, and so many people have been able to find a community out of it, because Barbie film, it was a huge movement as well. It wasn't just the film on its own. I think.
Barbie and Oppenheimer.
All of this hype around that, and then the way people were able to really rally behind the film. Yeah. And then Margot Robbie's character and America Ferrera's character as well. I think people were really able to do bits with it. But it was definitely very surface level, so I'll put that at 5th place. And then Jurassic World Rebirth, I'll put an easy 6th.
Okay.
So I think we had similar-ish.
Similar.
I think we both put Jurassic World last, didn't we?
Yeah.
You both put Jurassic World last, and Deadpool and Wolverine and Spider-Man No Way Home, they were somewhere at the first place. So that's position 9. So I think that's fair enough. What we did want to get into, because me and Shanae, throughout the entire time we've known each other, we've debated with each other on
film debates is our thing. Ever since
it's our thing. Ever since school, we would debate about things non-stop on end. And I think if we tried to bring that into the podcast, it'd be really interesting.
I think so.
So we do have a topic. It's
the topic has have live adaptations become a problem?
Yeah, and I'm pretty quite prepared to say they have not become a problem.
Really?
Yeah, I think it's a very controversial subject, but I would argue that maybe not really.
I think they 100% have.
Okay.
And there's no denying that.
Okay. So, in what sense?
Okay. I think the biggest one that everyone can speak on is the treatment of Halle Berry with The Little Mermaid, live adaptation. There is this movement, specifically in Disney, but even outside of Disney, of racial minorities being casted in roles written for white people, and it causing massive controversies, and a film itself falling very flat.
Okay, I kind of see that. My thing is, I just think, especially with The Little Mermaid, I think it was able to reinvigorate a childhood film that maybe not a lot of children now, like currently, maybe is familiar with. And I do remember, although it did create like so much controversy around Halle Berry, I remember seeing a trend on TikTok about like young black girls going like, "Oh, I can see myself on the screen in that specific role," and
Really?
I think
Okay.
I can definitely appreciate how it was able to resonate with people in that sense. I although personally I think that animated did it better. I don't think the live action was a problem. I don't think it was that bad. I think some people had problems with it, but
the magic of animation and how expansive the world can be when it's something that's being drawn rather than like captured on camera is just, it pushes your imagination so much further. It's just so much more immersive than what any live action can really do.
Okay.
And then I feel like having Halle Berry's Little Mermaid, fine, that's great, but they didn't really embed in the storyline like her culture. Like it felt flat to me because I didn't believe that Little Mermaid was black.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
I get what you're saying.
And I wanted to, but I didn't. So when it felt jarring.
Okay, I can kind of see where you're coming from, but I don't know. I think there's something so refreshing about. Although I think animated films have like such like nuance that you can like embed within it. I think there was something so refreshing about seeing all of these like. I think the same way people feel about books when it comes to books to like movies, although they aren't the exact same. I think it's something so refreshing seeing things like laid out differently on the big screen, like things that people have grown up with and gone like, oh, okay, so I'm an adult and getting to see something that they grew up with in a completely new lens. I think there's a lot of there's a lot that can go right with that, and I think for the most part live action adaptations have been able to do it somewhat.
I agree with what you're saying in the sense that live adaptation should add to the already made narrative, and that's what makes them special, seeing things in a different light. But I don't think the live adaptations so far have achieved that at all. Really?
You don't... What live action adaptation would you say has come the closest, in your opinion?
That has come the closest? Honestly, probably Wicked. I think Wicked did a really good job at adapting the musical to cinema. Like, if anything, they added more nuance to it that I didn't see before. The extra songs, how much they've characterized each character, and specifically keeping Dorothy and the Wizard of Oz narrative in the background rather than in the foreground. I thought that was really intentional and quite good. Okay. Yeah.
See...
But still not perfect. I don't think it's ever possible to get it perfect.
See, I fully disagree. I think there's 100% things that were done so well with live action adaptations in like recent years. And I think a lot of people seem to be under the impression that live action adaptations are something completely new, and I don't think they are. Because like, if we go back far enough, I remember, because one of my mum's favourite films growing up was a film called Ever After, and that is based off of Cinderella, the animated Cinderella. Yes. And that did so well. It had, I think it's 1997.
Really?
Yeah, and it had Drew Barrymore in it, and it had, I forgot the guy's name, but it was, I literally was rewatching it like earlier this week, and I think that was phenomenally done. Perfect film. I preferred it to the animation. And then a similar Cinderella story that came out, I think in the early 2000s, with Chad Michael Murray and...
but that's different.
It's not. It's a live action adaptation. it adapted to live
Oh,
action
well, I
films.
think every single Cinderella adaptation has been amazing.
Yeah.
Has been really interesting.
I know, I think that's why
I
Cinderella's
actually love it.
been like such a driving force for going like, oh, it can be done.
Even
possible.
like Bridgerton season 4 coming up soon.
Yeah.
It's got a lot of themes similar to Cinderella.
That's what I'm saying.
Very excited to see.
And when
this
it
new
comes to
iteration.
like TV shows as well, like a lot of people may not have watched it, but Once Upon a Time, the TV show, I think it adapted it adapted Frozen, it adapted Aladdin, essentially all of the fairy tales that we all kind of grew up with, and it did it in a modern day way that was so interesting and so engaging, like all the way from like season 1 to season 6. Season 7 was something completely different, but I think they did it really, really well with the material they had, and they were able to bring it to life and re-envision it.
But don't you feel like when a live adaptation comes out wrong, it has bad reception, it ruins how much you enjoyed the original. It ruins the magic of it. Like, for example, I wouldn't really rewatch The Lion King now after watching the live action, because I'm like, I don't care about the storyline as much now.
Really?
It feels flat. Because I feel like the magic's been sucked out of it. No,
I can
genuinely.
see that.
Yeah.
Honestly, I see
And
them
I actually enjoyed the live action Lion King. I love the songs they added, like Tell Me It's You. So good. But...
I see them as two separate entities, genuinely.
Okay.
I don't really see them both as functioning on the same platform.
And like, I think a big problem, which is why people feel a bit fed up with live actions, is that I feel like almost every movie that's been coming out has been a live action. Has been some kind of book to movie adaptation.
Okay.
And there's no originality anymore. I want to see an original film concept. I feel like the market's oversaturated.
Okay, what would you think about in terms of like, have you watched Jungle Book or Mulan?
No.
No, Jungle Book or Mowgli.
No.
Those are great live action films in my opinion, which had great new takes on the original plot material. And I think even with I'm trying to think of it now, but the new How to Train Your Dragon, I think it was able to really perfectly replicate the magic of the original. Really? I watched it in cinema and I really enjoyed it just as much. I think it was so refreshing to see it on a big screen, because for those people who don't know, I'm like the number one How to Train Your Dragon fan. I literally talk about that film all the time.
I just don't agree. I think the magic's gone. The magic's gone.
You know what? I'm willing to concede in terms of maybe the magic doesn't always stay the same. I don't know though. I think I will always hold the take that live actions are able to do something fresh. I think you have a good point there.
Yeah, and I agree with you as well in terms of when it's original.
Yeah, when it's done originally, it's done well. But
sometimes direct copies, no.
Sometimes directs can,
all the time.
How to Train Your Dragon was perfect. How to Train Your Dragon live action was great.
Let's agree to disagree.
I would agree to agree that I'm right. And you can think what you want to think. Okay,
I think regardless, you would think you were right.
Yeah. No, I'll concede that maybe your point, I can see where you're coming from with your point. If we were talking about live actions within a different frame or within a different aspect, then I think you'd have different things to say. But if you're talking about just like back to front, like specific copies,
yeah,
I can see where you're coming from, because I think How to Train Your Dragon was probably one of the only ones that I actually enjoyed that were copy and paste of the animated one.
Really?
So okay, that's fair.
Okay.
That's fair enough. Wow, I'm really upset that I lost. I truly believe I had the better points.
I mean, you know what? We'll leave it to the comments. See what they think.
We'll leave it to the comments. If you guys think live action adaptations have been able to do something good within films, then let us know. And
if you think they've gone too far now, they should stop, then yeah, also let us know.
If you agree with Sinead's lesser point, say so in the comments. And it's fine if you do. No one's judging you apart from me. I'll cyberstalk all the account. You know that TikTok where that girl gets like a negative like comment?
Yeah.
And then she shows up to that person's house.
Oh, what?
Yeah, she shows up to that person's house. That. It's so fun. I'll show you after. But yeah. Okay, so we've kind of discussed quite a bit. We talked about our 3 favourite films that come out this year. We went over the Letterboxd reviews.
Yes, 2025 wrapped.
I think 2025, when it comes to cinema, may have not hit the mark, but there were definitely a few like incredible films that slipped under the radar.
Yeah, but I think we could probably both agree that what I'm most excited for is cinema for next year, 2026.
Cinema for 2026 and TV shows for 2026 as well.
True.
I think because personally this year, I think TV shows have been quite solid, especially with Stranger Things coming out. Are you up to date?
I'm up to date.
Up to date.
I can't wait for Boxing Day.
Boxing Day, when I can finally sit through all of it.
Yep.
I'm really, really excited. I think it's going to be so great to watch.
Definitely.
And so interesting to go through. But 2026, I think TV shows and film alike, I think there's just so much to offer. What do you think you would probably say your 3 most anticipated films for next year?
With no doubt about it, Sunrise on the Reaping.
Sunrise on the Reaping. Solid. That is in my top 3 as well. I think Hunger, because I love the book. You haven't read the book though.
I have read the original Hunger Games trilogy.
Yeah.
I just haven't read any of these prequels and etc. But I really enjoyed them so far. I would go as far to say, well, this can be, and I feel like this is going to be controversial. So
I feel like I know what you're going to say.
That Songbird and Snakes is my favourite Hunger Games film, and the best one.
The favourite and best is such a statement. Are you joking?
I'm not joking. So that's why I'm hyped for Sunrise on the Reaping.
Oh, what a feeling.
Yeah.
You know, Mel hasn't watched Songbirds and Snakes. He's watched the other 3 though.
Yeah.
I just don't agree. I think Catching Fire was the strongest.
Catching Fire was my favourite
film. The original Hunger Games was the strongest book until Sunrise on the Reaping came out.
Okay, sure.
But okay, we'll agree to. We can argue about this.
Anyways,
the
we're both excited.
We're both excited.
Yeah.
Okay, what about your other top 2?
Then I'm really excited for Supergirl. Have you seen the trailer?
I did see the
trailer. The
trailer
came out recently as well.
Yeah.
It's James Gunn's Supergirl.
I heard that it's apparently supposed to be a lot more dark and gritty than Superman, the film was this year.
Yeah, because apparently I have not read the comics, but apparently Kara was obviously alive when like Krypton died, etc. Yeah.
I think it'll definitely be an interesting dynamic to play into. I'm excited how they do it, especially because we kind of got a little bit of an introduction to what her mindset is like in the Superman film. But okay, yeah, Supergirl, valid. I think. Otherwise, if I was to, because I think we both agree on Sunrise on the Reaping, but if I was to match you at all, I'd probably say that the new Jordan Peele film coming out next year, I've been waiting for this film since Nope came out. Because,
really?
Contrary to a lot of people thought that Him, that came out earlier this year, was one of his films, and it wasn't. I hated Him.
Him is what happens when you try to make a movie formula out of stuff like Sinners. That was really great. And it has 0 depth, 0 character, 0 storyline, and it's just terrible.
Yeah, I fully agree. But genuinely, all of the other Jordan Peele entries where he's been the firm director and the firm producer, Get Out was his like entry one, I'm pretty sure. Then it was Us, then it was Nope. And this is his 4th one, which he is already in the middle of doing pre-production on. Yeah. And I'm really excited for it. I think it's supposed to come out September next year. Okay. So I'm very, very excited about that one. What's your 3rd top 3?
My 3rd top 3, off the top of my head, can I say TV show?
You can say TV show.
Actually, I don't know. Is if it's coming out this year or next year?
Which one?
I'm thinking of Bridgerton season 4.
Bridgerton season 4, that is coming out.
That's coming out this year, isn't it?
No, it's coming out in January.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bridgerton season 4.
Okay, that's fair. I did think you were going to say The Odyssey, because I think
I forgot about The Odyssey.
The Odyssey is something, because
we
both...
scratch that. Sorry, Shonda Rhimes. The Odyssey is definitely up there.
Okay.
I've always wondered why no one has made a live action of it. I mean, I know there is a live action, but a new one.
Yeah, I feel like the live action that exists currently is more like a TV drama series type thing.
Yeah.
It was mid 20th century, or 70s or 80s, something like that. But honestly, because we both studied that book at school,
Yeah.
And it was like easily one of our favourites. So I think, especially with the cast, I'm really interested to see how it goes. Tom Holland is Telemachus. They've got Zendaya, who's she playing? Athena.
Yeah, I believe so.
And then, oh my gosh, she's a big actor as well. But who's playing Odysseus?
Oh my god, it slipped my mind.
That dude, that one guy. He's from a couple of other stuff. But yeah. Anyway, I think we've both seen the cast list, and I think both are pretty excited to see how that pans out. I would say the Odyssey, but I think for me, I'm kind of leaning. It's an animated film, but I'm kind of leaning towards either the new Goat film, which is coming out next year, or
I think he did show me the trailer for that actually,
which looks so sick. It's like produced by Steph Curry. So it's this animated film where a goat is entering the world of basketball, or like this fictional world of basketball. And it kind of seems similar to Zootopia in a way. But the animation style, similar to Spider-Verse, and everything about it looks so sick.
Okay, that does sound cool.
And I also am leaning towards the new Avatar The Last Airbender film. Because they're doing a new Avatar The Last Airbender film where where most of the gang are grown up, and it's like a fresh new villain, fresh new take. And it's the first thing that's coming out before the new Avatar series.
That's so interesting.
I've been waiting to see it for a while.
Expectations.
Especially, I have high expectations because the creators are fully behind it. The Netflix live action kind of disappointed me, but the Netflix the creators weren't really fully on board with the Netflix one.
Yeah. So
I'm not gonna say it's due to their fault, but if they are helming the new film coming out next year.
Yeah.
I'm so on board, 100% with it. And then you mentioned Bridgerton for TV, and I'm trying to think of a TV show that I would love to see come back next year. Well, I've been kind of abstaining from it because it's not come out in the UK yet. But Abbott Elementary, the new season, is coming out next year on Disney Plus. And I love me some Abbott Elementary. Abbott Elementary's been doing bits. I've been clocked in since season 1.
Okay.
So I'm definitely really excited to see that. But yeah,
Slay.
I think this was a really good first episode. We kind of really got to look at a lot of the different things that we've both been excited about this year, because we do talk a lot about what's upcoming and how we felt about different films, because most of the time we do go to the cinema to watch some of them together.
Yeah.
But I'm really excited. I'm more excited to see what happens next year, because if hopefully we're able to release, I think we were thinking about a monthly episode release.
Yeah. So
we can, this time next year, we'll have at least 12 episodes already lined up, already have come out, and we'd be doing a wrapped for 2026, which is something I'm personally looking forward to a lot.
I think so.
I think it will be great, because by then we'll have gotten everything off the ground running. We are going to have like an Instagram page set up and a TikTok. And for those of you listening on Spotify, or those of you watching on YouTube, we'll hopefully be able to build things up a bit more.
He told me not to say this, but stay tuned.
This is where I close my notebook. But yeah, I'm really, really excited for it. And hoping anyone who's able to anyone who has been tuned in is able to keep listening, stays interested. But yeah. So I've been Zola, and
I've been Shanae,
and we are no spoilers, kind of. It's great. I think we can edit it however it edits out. I think it was a good introduction.